Hi. Hi, chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Awesome. Okay, this is Painting Platinum, number 13, and I'm Sadie. Hi, hi. This was a lot of fun, huh? I wasn't done getting ready, and I told Justin, if I'm not done, I'll keep getting ready. And Justin liked that idea. And since I'm pretty laid back and this is kind of a weird stream, we can try things like this. And it was fun. Howdy, Dave Dwyer.
We just ran with it.
Yeah, we just ran with it. So, enjoyed it.
Hopefully you guys like the music too.
And, yeah, I wish this were Ed's curling iron. Somebody says, yeah, Sid Y says, yeah, I'd love to do this on our D&D stream. They wouldn't like it, though. They might like it. I think people like it. It's something, I don't know, haven't you ever seen that, like, kids and sometimes men that don't wear makeup, like makeup streams? Because it's just satisfying. Hi, Dragonheart. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to pick all the music, but you get to use your imagination and decide what I picked and what Justin picked. So, we are working from the Learn to Paint kit, Layer Up.
Hey, Creature Caster, how you doing?
Hi. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I see. They wouldn't like it. Yeah. Thanks, Chris here. I already had most of my makeup on. I already had full eyelashes on before I did that, but that's okay. Yeah.
Good chance you guys see something like that tonight for Reaper Live too, since
What? Ed putting his makeup on?
No, but more the preparation that goes into and kind of what goes on in the background, just so that you're kind of entertained before it starts.
Yeah, and then you know who's coming, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I hope this works. Now that I moved it, I bumped it.
That's fine. I'll probably adjust it when we actually go to the download camera.
All right. So, last week, we're still working on a Nereon. We did lining. I think we already did glazing. Yeah, we did lining. Something I thought about, though, I'll show you guys when we get close, actually. Okay. Yeah, we're really getting after it. All right. So, I put water on this, but I think it's dried. Yeah, hi, Planner Crossroads. Yes, Layer comes with a little book, JJT Rocking. Oh, get it out of here. Get it out of here. Howdy, Garage Yeti.
You want to get the mini under the camera?
Oh, the mini under the camera.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. But yeah, it comes with a little book. It's very specific. Oh, hi, Grey Paladin Art. Hi, everybody. This is Painting Platinum. I'm Sadie, and we are painting a miniature.
There we go. This way.
Like on the X?
Yeah, you want to tilt it now?
Yeah, we're getting everything focused.
Yeah, looks fine.
All right. Yay, raid. I heard Kiri's getting an emote.
Maybe. We have to get a lot of stuff done first.
Oh, okay. So, here is a little camera. Oh yeah, and Justin's here as well. Yeah, Wizard Santa. Ridiusu? Wizard Santa. It's not gonna look like Santa forever though. Oh, is Albevazin in here? Hi, Albevazin. Howdy. Oh, hi, Beef in the Hole. I'll answer to Cindy. I don't care. Whoever. So, you gonna give me my little camera?
Oh, I have to give you a different output. Yeah.
Yeah. I twisted Elma. Oh, okay. Here we are. So this is a Nereon. We did the lining. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but
I can see the line at the bottom.
Yeah. So Holly Monster was in here, and I was saying that I thought I did the line too thick, and then she was like, I like to go back with the base coat color and make the line thinner. And I did that, and then I got to thinking, I think I covered up some of my shadows. So we might just have to take a look. I can't really tell very easily, so hi, Miss Stamp. So we did the lining, we did the glazing. Let's see. Yeah, we did the lining. I think we did all of it too. I think we did all of it. Now we're going to do the trim of the robe. It says remember to paint the base coat and shadow layers on the underside of the cloak and hood hems and on the interior folds of the outer sleeves. Interior folds of the outer sleeves. Well, I didn't do that. So we're going to go back to our previous instructions for our shadow layers. One is 1 drop water, 1 drop dragon red, and one is 1 drop brilliant red, 1 drop dragon red, 1 drop water. So we're going to start with the 1 drop dragon red, 1 drop brilliant red, and 1 drop water. Thanks, Deadbeat Artist. I couldn't decide if I wanted to wear the Smashing Pumpkins or the Dolly Parton. I like the Dolly Parton. Whole lot.
Also, Twisted Oma, yes, that was my arm.
So, is everybody having a good week? I've been excited about streaming all week. It went so fast last week.
Margaret,
hi, Zaka Flocka Flame.
Margaret, I noticed that earlier you had said this was your first time here. Welcome.
Hi, Margaret.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, we love that. We hope you enjoy. All right, so I'm mixing 1 drop dragon red, 1 drop brilliant red, and 1 drop water for my first shadow layer. And I'm going to put that on the interior of the robe, underside of the robe, all that. I thought it was really sweet that you guys were worried that I didn't know that I was on camera. That's really sweet. Thought that Justin was playing a trick on me. Reaper's My Addiction. Thor is not happy about moving into the RV. I haven't seen him since I put him in here. It takes kitties a while. Sometimes they'll hide for a little bit. That's just part of their defense mechanism. Why they're so what's the word when something has a lot of longevity? Longevitous.
Durable?
Durable. That's why they're so durable.
Durability? Is that better?
Yes. Somebody asked, I think, how it started that people call me Cindy. It's because I accidentally called myself Cindy. I was having a day. Resilient. Yeah, Grouse Yeti, resilient. Survivability. That's right. Yeah. Kitties are extra special.
Resilience?
Resilience, I would say, is what I'm looking for. Whatever cockroaches are, right? Okay, so I had this problem before. I forgot to do part of the mini, and then I went to shadow it, and thank you, Planar Crossroads.
Hey, Nikki Coles, how are you?
But I didn't put a base coat on, and the first coat you put on bones, if you don't base coat them, which I don't, if you don't prime them, the first coat needs to be thicker. It can't be watery. Eat the devil out of it. Thanks, Scott Beal. The week is better now that you're here. That is very sweet. We're still real wild in paint department. But I've got a new girl. She's really great, lady. And she's picking up things really fast. So yesterday and today, she started pumping. And I might put her on Audrey for 30 minutes just so she knows what that's like. But you don't want to start people on Audrey too long or they'll leave and never come back. Just kidding, kind of. JJ Trocking says, wait, how do you know what paints are base coats? It's just a thick first layer. Hi, Paul John's Life. Ooh, darning socks. Planar Crossroads. That's neat. That's fancy. Let's look at the definition of base coat because we've got a little glossary in the back and we've got time. It's the first coat of paint applied on the surface of the figure. Base coat under paint techniques. Hands-on. Yeah, so it's a thick layer. Let's see. So I'm base coating the insides of things. I think I already did around his little face. Thank you, Sanitonium. So I think right as I started streaming, so around Thanksgiving, I started practicing acrylic nails, which are, they're like, what is it called? Monomer and powder that come together and make like a hard cured surface, almost like kind of reminds me of green stuff, right?
So is it like epoxy or is it?
Not really. I mean, it's like plastic,
okay.
But you dip the brush in the liquid stuff and then in the powder, and it becomes like a ball of sort of wet stuff, and you make nails out of it.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, I know you know what it is because Kaylee did it.
She does it. She does it regularly, actually.
Does she?
She does it for her friends as well.
Oh my God, it stinks so bad. It upsets my family
it
so
does.
Bad.
It smells really bad.
My uncle can't take it and gets, like, my grandpa and grandma don't care, but my uncle gets so mad about it. So the last time I did it, I taped my door shut because I was thinking, that's what George Bush told you to do. You remember when George Bush told you to, like, make a room in your house and, like, cover it in plastic and tape it in case there was a, what's it called? Like some kind of threat. And, so anyway, I was like, well, if George Bush says to do it because of whatever, I'll just tape my door shut. So I taped my door shut and I did it, and it didn't make the whole house stink. Oh, Casmania says also a base coat shouldn't be applied thick. Could be done in several layers. You refer to thick, you mean a nice, even, saturated coat. Not thick, but not thinned coat. Absolutely. Yeah, Planar Crossroads viral outbreak. What a frightening time that was. Like, nowhere near the like, air raid drills, but still, like, really scary. But yeah, so I taped my door shut, and I did my acrylics. And they're the longest I've been able to keep and still work in the paint department because I have to lift buckets. And I can keep my pinkies and my thumbs extra long. I like that. Yeah. So, oh yeah, now we have the newest flu. Yeah, I don't like the flu. I never get my flu shot, but I always wish I would have, especially when they start like talking scary about it on the news. Did you get your flu shot, Justin?
I haven't had a flu shot in 10 years.
I got one the year that everybody was dying and the news was going crazy about it, and I think I got sick anyway.
I also don't think I've ever had the flu proper.
Have you ever heard that certain blood types are more prone to certain types of illnesses? And there's a blood type that very rarely, if ever, gets stomach flu.
Oh. I have the most common blood type.
What is it?
Whatever the most common is. I don't remember what it is.
O?
Huh?
B? A? I don't know.
I think it's A positive or something like that.
I don't know my blood type. Is that bad?
I really don't remember.
Margaret says I only ever get a flu shot when my mother visits and tricks me into going to the pharmacy. Yeah. Magnetic Gumby, you're right. In fact, I read that they did this study of people with the internal defibrillators, and people get more shocks during flu season, even if they don't have symptoms of the flu, if they haven't had their flu shot. And if they do have their flu shot, they don't get as many shocks. So they found a correlation between heart attacks and flu season without the shots. I don't know. Oh, the most common blood group is O positive followed by A positive.
I'm probably O positive then.
I don't know what mine is, but my mom had this really rare type, so she used to always, like, they'd call her to go give plasma.
The universal donor, I think, is O negative, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that if you donate and you have O negative, then they're like, please come back because we can give you to anybody.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and redo some of the shadows along the base of this liner, the top of the liner, because I cleaned it up a little bit. And then I want to go toward the deepest part of the robe.
Also, you're running away from the camera on me. Sorry. I mean, I can move the camera if you're more comfortable.
No. You know I don't want that. I'm going to have to do the thing I did the other day. So if you remember last time, the time before, we talked about how when we're using shadow, we go from what would be the lightest part into the deepest part. Somebody in chat, sorry, forgive me, I can't remember who, told me it's because wherever your brush leaves, that deposits the most paint. So we want to do that. Oh, yeah.
Also, Dr. Bob, the overall sub goal, I think, is we're sitting at 1250, so we're only 250 away from the 1500 mark. So if we manage to hit that, and then we keep it for that next week, I imagine we'll give something special away.
Glenn H25 says the thing with flu shots too is evidence shows that even if you get sick anyway, the severity is lessened and you are less contagious while getting sick. Don't let I get sick anyway dissuade you from getting the flu shot. That's absolutely correct. And also, Summon the Witch, you are correct. You do not get sick from the flu shot. It makes me so mad when people say that. The only thing I get from the flu shot, and it might not be from the flu shot, is I get heart palpitations a lot, and it just changes day to day, and I worry about that. But that's just weird human lizard brain anxiety, I think. I don't think flu shots are that bad. Exactly. If you get sick from the flu shot, it's because you're already getting sick and you're getting the shot. I did do the, I got Tamiflu the last time I got the flu, and it worked for me, and I let my grandparents borrow some because I could tell they were getting sick. And since I didn't start taking it as soon as I had symptoms, my doctor didn't think I had the flu. But they did. They didn't get as sick. It was really awesome. I was really worried about it because they're elderly, and you don't want elderly people to get the flu.
Oh, hey, Xanatonium. By the way, I wanted to tell you that I actually had some of that coffee that she sent me, and it is pretty damn good.
Yes, thank you, Xanatonium. I have not had any of the coffee, but I'm sure it's great. What?
You can't have any of it.
That's okay. I haven't been drinking coffee lately.
It's all mine.
I haven't been drinking coffee.
I have been drinking coffee every morning since I got it. It's so much better than the stuff I was drinking.
Beef in the Hole says most people just pretend to be sick to take time off work. I would rather people take time off work, even if they're not sick. I hate it when people do this allergy business. Yeah, exactly. You can get exposed at the doctor's office. Says Ryan's 44. I always think about that when I'm thinking about going to the doctor. I'm like, is this such a big deal that I want to go to the doctor and possibly expose myself to whatever everybody's got there? Or do I wait it out? Because I catastrophize everything. Catastrophize. Anyway, you know what I mean. And I'll want to go to the doctor over, especially skin stuff. I start to get worried at staph. Even though I don't think I've ever had staph, but...
My grandfather had real bad issues with that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did he have diabetes?
Sorry?
Did he have diabetes?
No, he had everything else, but no.
Just staph.
Well, he had severe cancer, basically in every organ.
Oh, Dr. Bob says, the way I explain vaccines to my kids is like putting up wanted posters for the bad germs. The shot tells your body what the bad guys might look like, so they're easier to lock them up. Yeah, exactly. And Dabber Raccoon says, honestly, I feel it's better to take a sick day rather than to infect everybody at work. Yeah, that's why if people call out, I'm never really too upset about it, because I would just, even if they're not sick, whatever. I would rather just them take off. But I've also worked in some areas where you can't take off if you're sick, and I hate that. It's just not a good work environment. Ryan says work is so overrated. If I could afford food and paints without one, I would. I've gotten to where I like work. I like mixing the paint, though, I think is what it is. I like work.
I don't know. My job is pretty awful. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah, I know.
Before anyone actually comments on that.
Yeah, Swillow says my former boss would insist on people coming to work because he couldn't afford to be down a person, and they would infect the whole office, and everyone would get sick, and we would be down multiple people. Exactly. When I did hair, they wanted you there, and I'm like, people don't want their hair cut by somebody who's sick, just like I didn't want to cut hair of people that were sick.
Right. Dave is particularly sensitive nowadays, too.
Oh, yeah. Dave will get so upset. Rupert John says, I love where I work. We have a real good time. We've got a real cool place to work. Margaret says working in entertainment is like that. If you're aware enough to make the call out when you're well enough to make it into work. Do you work in entertainment, Margaret? That's really neat. Okay. I feel kind of lost because I went back and shadowed some, but I didn't shadow it all. I don't know. I think I just need to go back with my eyes instead of trying to think about what I've done, what I haven't.
Summon the Witch said, all fun and games until you sneeze and shave your customer bald.
Woo! Yeah. I've never had that happen before. What can happen is your guard falls off. And that, I was warned about that, actually. They tell you, like, when you hold clippers, there's a guard at the end and you hold it. I was told that sometimes they pop off, and I've seen it happen before.
Oh, no.
Margaret said, so mostly live entertainment with a focus in lighting. Oh, no. Summon the Witch has a migraine. Okay, so Reaper John, what happened was I went to the next step, which was lining. And because my line was a little too thick, Holly Monster told me what she likes to do is go back over it with the base coat. And then I realized, thinking about my mini later, like not on the show, I was like, I bet I covered up some of my shadows. So I'm going back and reshadowing stuff I covered up.
Before you move on.
Before I move on, exactly. So that's where we're at with it. Okay. I'm still not very happy that I did that. That's all right, though. Next time, if I have to do something like that, I'll know that I'll have to go back, so I'll avoid it, and I will finish shadowing it before I move on, like, end the show. Okay, so now we're going to do the robe trim, and I can always come back and do more, I'm pretty sure, later. So, yeah. So, it says, remember to paint the base coat and shadow layers on the underside of the cloak, hood hems, and on the interior folds of the outer sleeves. So we did that. Base coat and shadow layers. So I think I did the first shadow layer. I need to do another one on the inside of the robes. So I haven't been taking very good care of my brushes, and I need to. Balrog 8 Moria, hi. Dr. Bob says, the magic of painting and repainting and repainting. Yeah. So, like, I've been doing the acrylics, and I saved my acrylic brushes because they get buildup in them. And the way this one lady did it was she soaked them. This is so cringy, I feel like I shouldn't even ask. She soaked them in acetone, and then she went back with either soap or clear nail polish and made a new point on it. And I thought about doing it with my paintbrushes. But it seems ballsy, huh?
Give it a shot?
I mean, these are natural hair brushes, right?
Yes, they are. Sable hair.
Sable hair. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I can do that.
Wait a minute. Are those the ones that came with the kit?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if those are the Kalinskis. Those may be the other ones.
They're Sri Lanka.
That doesn't tell me anything.
I know.
Pretty sure, though, that the Learn to Paint kits don't come with Kalinskis. Which means that
Fake hair?
Which means it's fake hair, yes.
Okay, so the base coat of the trim is dragon red. This is why if you watch the first episode, where we started this, I thought that the base coat was wrong in the book. It's because it's the base coat for the robe trim. Acetone probably would damage the glue that holds bristles into the ferrule. Quindy LaRue, if it is a synthetic brush, I would have found out real quick putting it acetone. But
real fast.
It would, but you don't even soak it enough that the bristles touch the bottom of the container. You just dip it in there to get the other stuff out. And I don't think I'd need to soak these in acetone because they're not dirty. They just need a new tip. Yeah, they need to be held together. Ooh, we're 117 members away from reaching 1,000 members on the official Discord. Once we reach 1,000, there will be a giveaway on Anne's morning show sponsored by that weirdo planer Crossroads. I got on the Discord, and I've never been on Discord before. Yes, so they make brush cleaner for brushes, probably safer than acetone, brush soap, brush goop, Swillow, Ryan's, how do you say that? Xeracy?
I have no idea.
Brush soap. I think that's how to do it. So, anyway, I'd like to do whatever I need to do to get these better. But you know when you're at home, you start kind of scheming. You know what I mean? You've been seeing stuff on the internet, and you start thinking.
Scheming.
Don't you scheme? You probably don't scheme.
Not in the traditional sense.
I start messing.
I 100% am for the stream stuff.
Let me tell you what I'm real bad about doing. I'm really bad about cutting my brushes, like makeup brushes. If I don't perfectly like them, I will cut them. And one of my friends was like, you always cut your brushes. Like, I can always tell. And I kind of stopped doing it, but sometimes I'm like, I'm cutting this brush. I'm making it better. Always messing. Can't leave well enough alone. Oh, acetone is never on any brush, even sable, not if you want to keep them. So they even said that about the acrylic brushes. Some people say never put acetone on the acrylic brushes. But then this one nail lady I watched said she's been doing it for 30 years. Now these are different types of brush. Yeah. Dr. Bob says I don't scheme, but I've been known to skulk. Love to skulk.
Actually, YouTube only makes up like 10% of my research. Ish. It's great and all, but there's a lot of information out there on YouTube that's just wrong.
What?
That's just wrong.
What?
Like really wrong.
What?
I know, crazy, right? A lot of information on Google too is just wrong. But
wait a minute.
I know, the internet, false information. I know that doesn't sound right, but
yeah, my friend sent me this link that was like, did you know weird can be spelled W-E-I-R-D or W-I-E-R-D? Like because so many people misspell it, they changed it. And I was like, I don't think so, girl. And it was the first result on Google was this article about it, and it's not accurate. That's the first thing I've seen that is absolutely not accurate. Sorry, JWG2.
2000.
2000. Sorry,
and
excuse me. I got excited. There we go. Now for real.
You better say that whole name.
I'm gonna do it. Okay, so even like had I not thinned out that line on top, I would have thinned it out on the bottom with this, with the trim base coat. I feel like I could use some readers up here, because I know I'm missing little spots. That is true, Glen H25.
That is actually primarily what is. I think that's the root of the problem, really.
Okay.
Without getting into that philosophical conversation.
they told us in college, I'm trying to think, English composition, I think.
You're also a little too low now.
Sorry.
Come up, just there you go. Well, maybe no, back down a little bit. Too far. There you go.
In English composition, they told us to play the believing and doubting game, where like everything you read it the first time, 100% believe it, and then you read it the second time and doubt every bit of it. And I've always taken that to heart. And I talk in my sleep. And a few weeks ago, I woke myself up telling people that. I don't know who I was talking to, but I woke myself up. Hi, Reaper Harley, talking about the believing and doubting game.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of embarrassing, actually. I'll give advice.
Actually, Dr. Bob, we do, and it's usually paint pokies.
What is it today?
Although I think we've only received one sub today so far that's popped up, at least from your notification-wise.
And I think that was while I was getting ready.
I think so, too. It was JT, I believe.
Awesome. We love that.
So thank you, JT, for the
Thank
sub,
you,
if that
JT.
was you.
Okay, this gets tricky because there's little folds on the bottom of the robe. I'll just shadow those. Dabber Raccoon says, what was the old saying? Only believe half of what you read and a third of what you hear.
Thank you, Planner, for the gifted sub. Look at that. Now we're at 2.
Scott Beale, you're probably right.
Starting at 5, we'll be giving away 1 paint pokey. Would you like to show them what a paint pokey is?
I'd love to. So, there you go. You can see it. See it roll around. This is the paint pokey. The one you receive will not be acid dipped and polished like this one is. It'll just be plain pewter, so you'll get to paint it however you want. Paint pokey.
Thank you, Ziljita.
What about that other thing? Can we throw in that other thing?
Hold on.
Are you writing me a note?
No, I'm not. What other thing? Oh, this?
Yep.
Yeah, we can do that. That's
okay.
fine.
We're also going to give away Heartthrob Pink. So the deal with this was Heartthrob Pink. I wasn't going to make a Valentine's Day color this year. Usually, okay, so here's the thing. Samples, we usually make from paint that's kind of a mist, and then we add pigment to it to just make a new color. So it's a sample of the way our paint functions. It's a sample of our paint, but it's usually not a paint that we sell. This is Heartthrob Pink, and it's got a number, so we have a formula for it. So we will make this around Valentine's Day usually and give it away for free when you order from internet. So we'll give away the Heartthrob Pink as well. Paint pokey, we'll go back to the paint pokey. Oh yeah, I didn't show how we would use it. So paint pokey, let's say that this is clogged. I have to use these a lot down in the paint department because I basically, you probably saw it if you saw the picture on Reddit of my big paint explosion of teal that covered the whole bench. But we've got one of all the paints that are in production on the rack. So if you haven't used it in a while, it'll get clogged, and you can push this in. I wonder why that doesn't want to go in. You push it in gently, and it unclogs your paint bottle. Oh, tiny raccoon man. What type of acid do you use to dip them? John, are you still in here? Reaper John?
He is, but I don't think that's public information.
Oh, just kidding. Haha, it's a secret.
I don't think it's a secret so much as we just, it's kind of a process of old that we've been doing for a long time, but it's not something we commonly do or use.
Yeah. Yes, Summon the Witch. I love these. I need to buy one. I think we still have them in the store, and I haven't bought one. I need to, though, because we only made as many as we made. They're not available forever. Yeah, Planer Crossroads says some business things are kept under wraps. I get nervous because I will talk about pretty much everything if I know, unless I know you're not supposed to talk about it. So, yeah.
Heartthrob, yeah, put an order in. Heartthrob Pink is supposed to be given to basically all orders that it can fit into,
Yes.
I want to say.
Yes, it should be given in all orders until it runs out. The next sample I want to do is a pink metallic. It's actually, I tried to make it it was the first run of Sophie Champagne that was to apricot. So I made it into a millennial pink sparkle. So millennial sparkle, that's our next one. So if you get a sparkly one, it's not heartthrob pink and it'll just say sample.
Also, the giveaway is not actually open yet.
It's not open yet. We need more subs.
We need at least 2 more subs. And then we will give away 1 per 5.
So you might get heartthrob pink while supplies last. It might say sample on it because this is a little inside information. Our labelers aren't working that well, and Ed's been downstairs working on the labelers, and he got almost all of the heartthrob pink labeled, and the machine quit working again. And he was like, whatever, just send them out without labels. But then Lauren put sample labels on them.
That's fair.
Yeah. I was like, don't do that. But it's Ed's company, right? Kind of do what he wants.
That's fair.
Yeah. So every order gets that pink Yes Dragonheart while supplies last. I always like to say, I think they took it off the order sheet that was like, if you get something you didn't order, good for you. You know, whatever. Be surprised and delighted. Do the EU orders get a heartthrob pink? No, Planer Crossroads. I don't believe they do because this is something I did on Valentine's Day morning. So the night before Valentine's Day, Anne texted me about 9 and was like, are we going to do a Valentine's Day color? Because some of my patrons are asking about it. And we will, any color that comes out, we'll have somebody ask about it. So, so I just went ahead and made it in the morning and pumped it and labeled it, pumped it on Audrey real quick. So, yeah. I don't think we sent any to Kit, unfortunately. Kit's our
You're in
UK guy.
You know what? Hey, stay right there. I'll just move the camera.
Was I off a long time?
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry, guys. Tazalanche, I think it got started. I finished it late in the morning of Valentine's Day, so I think if you ordered the day after Valentine's Day, because I think they pull from the day before. Dr. Bob's Sophie Champagne is still available. It's not all the way out yet, but when it's out, it's not going to be an all-year color. It wasn't as popular as the rose gold, so we're just going to release it maybe for New Year's Eve.
Is that comfy there?
Yeah. Maybe not. A lot of holidays have multiple special numbers, special colors, and we'll just pick whichever ones to do, you know? We always pretty much... Sorry. Adrian came in. Can we request Drown Apple Pink? Dragonheart. I was just talking about Drown Apple Pink this morning.
Thank you, Keldor. There we go. Now the giveaway's open.
Yay! Hashtag freeze. Giveaway. Drown Apple Pink is only available at ReaperCon and might not be available to every ReaperCon. That being said, I'm trying to push it because we've been telling people it's only available at ReaperCon, which would imply it is available at every ReaperCon. So we don't want people coming to ReaperCon and being like, hey, where's my Drown Apple Pink? But, yeah, so I don't know how we'll be distributing it this time. But I think we are making it. And I don't know if we're going to do the ribbons. I hope we do the ribbons, the badges. What do we call those? Ribbon badges?
The what?
You know, the ribbon badges?
I think they're just ribbons.
Ribbons?
Yeah, I believe.
I feel like I should make a ribbon this year if I'm going to go. And platinum peeps.
Platinum peeps. I like that, actually.
I actually like platinum honeys. The platinum honeys.
You can do that too, I guess.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want. It's in the email. Garage Yeti made a ribbon. Where do you make ribbons at? Can I tell you my favorite ribbon? I probably shouldn't tell people about ribbons. But the Edism ribbon. Do you know about the Edism ribbon, Justin?
No.
If you hear an Edism, you ask somebody and get an Edism ribbon. I know you've heard of Edism, right?
Yes. Oh, I have, yes.
They're pretty good. I won't say any here, but he's got them. Platinums have more fun ribbon. I love that, Chris Air. Okay, printing shops. That's great. I wish I would have gotten a hotel room, even though I don't live in town. I live at, like, past Argyle. I live south of Denton. But the thing that's cool about staying at the hotel is you get to be there early and late for other things, other stuff. Do you go to ReaperCon, Justin?
I have to be there the entire time.
You get to be there the entire time?
Yes, both of those things. But we stream, so I mean, did you go last year?
No, I didn't. I'm shy.
I sat in my corner the whole time.
I would like to stream this year. I guess since I'm on Thursday, I would do like the setup day. I hope we stream on my day. We would definitely do Reaper Live.
When we get closer, we will figure out the logistics of both moving and setting up as well as streaming.
Let's make promises.
Yeah, let's just make them. Yeah.
Hi, Fraley17. Ooh, driving from Miami. Dragonheart, I've heard that there's this highway in Miami, well, not in Miami, in Florida, that you're not allowed to get out of your car. I mean, like, you're not supposed to get out of the car on the highway anyway, but you're not allowed to get out of your car because there's alligators, like, in the nature around the highway. Scott Beal, I will let you know closer to time who to see for the drow nipple. I don't believe it will be Anne, only to give Anne a break from having to pass stuff out. That way she can teach and just enjoy ReaperCon through the Everglades. Exactly, Vigo's peeps. Oh, wrong side. I was beating the devil out of it, and the devil got me, and I put my back of my brush through there. Beat the devil out of it. What time is it? Got 15 minutes. Haven't made a whole lot of progress. Okay, that's okay though, because I wanted to make it nice, not just blow through these instructions. Okay, base coat. Then there's a shadow layer on the trim. Ooh, and we get to mix dragon red with ebony flesh. So I'm just going back to make it an even coat all over the trim of the robe. "15 minutes till what? Till we have to ask Justin for 15 more minutes. That's what I generally do.
Well, typically, unless you're at a wrapping point, then
Yeah.
you know.
We've thought about having Katie pass out the drow nipple pink. So you'd have to ask Katie about her nipples. But I wouldn't mind passing it out.
But Sadie, you're gonna have to be at ReaperCon to sign autographs.
Oh, yeah. I'd do it. Or we could just have people take tours and come to the department and I'd sign autographs. I don't know if we'll have somebody that can run Audrey for that whole time. And then David in packaging brought up a good point, which is we might not be able to slow down and paint. We have been so busy in paint. I think yesterday I had 6 different paints that had none in the building. It's crazy. Yeah, TJ said just walk up and ask everybody about their nipples. There was a guy last year that was so embarrassed at having to ask Anne about drown nipples. It was glorious. Dr. Bob says, you wouldn't mind people coming up to you and asking about drown nipples, but you're too shy to show up at ReaperCon. It's just that I don't know what I would do, especially when people didn't really know me. Like, you don't want to, it's like a party. Like, you don't want to cling to somebody. You know, I don't know. What do you do at a con? I don't dance.
I stream, so I don't know. I think everyone else is painting and having a glorious time.
They have wine there, right?
I don't know. The bar does.
Yeah,
at
they have
the
a bar
at the hotel.
You just walk around with
But no,
fancy beverage.
We don't serve wine at the convention, if that's what you're asking.
No, but the hotel does.
Correct.
The one I went to, this isn't the same place, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Planar Crossroads says you go and have fun. Paint, play games, shop, hang out, take classes, have fun. Drift through parties and listen to folks talk, says Dabber Raccoon. Yeah. Oh, Planar Crossroads. I'm not going to read that out loud, but I'm excited.
Yes, she said she was bringing some mead and some other stuff, too.
I like that. Like that. Even though if you're working, you can't drink, actually. So, if I'm working, I won't. Paint and take classes. People you know so well from chat, but have no idea their real names or what they would look like. That's exciting. Okay. So I'm about to start streaming, I think, and I don't know if I'm going to use my regular Twitch name or if I'm going to think of a new one. But my normal one is Kuska. So I guess I'd have to wear a name tag that says Kuska. I very rarely talk in chat, but if you ever see Kuska say something, it's because I hear you guys while I'm working or doing whatever, and I want to answer a question.
Okay.
Like last Welcome to Reaperland.
Yes.
I was in there. I made a comment. I talked a little. I'm usually silent lurker.
That's fine. We have a lot of lurkers in our channel. Not everyone talks. Hey, Light and Passion. That looks like a new name. I don't think I've seen that before. How are you?
Lutherian, thank you so much. Says, Yowza, I wish my minis came out looking like that. Looking that nice. Is it a Bones model? It is. It is a Bones, and I think it's also available in metal. Anirion. Wood Elf Ranger, right? Right?
Yes. I mean, lurkers are the backbone of Twitch, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They're very important.
I'm a lurker on Reddit. Oh, everybody is coming dressed as pirates.
Also, the giveaway is open currently, so get your hashtag free in. And we are 4 subs away from a second Poke Tool and a second bottle of Heartthrob Pink.
Somebody invited me, now I can't remember the name, because I was trying to think of how to pronounce it. Somebody invited me to play D&D, and I've never played D&D.
Actually, Avrilina, yeah, you can come say hi. To John's point, though, as long as we're not, even if we are streaming, you can kind of stop by and wave, and you can get my attention. I'll wave back. But as far as like actually meeting me, then that would have to be in between streams. And we do plan on streaming. Oh, did Sibling gift 5 subs?
Wow.
Oh, I completely missed the Sibling.
Thank
gift
you.
ball? When did that happen? Oh, there it is right there. Wow. Thank you, sibling. That's amazing. We are at 11. Correct. Thank you, Planer. That's perfect. No, but anyway, yes. Everyone, I mean, if you're there, you're free to come by and say hello.
I'm sure we'll have some indication if he's streaming. Across the stream should be like a where we join different streams. Like we have a welcome to Reaperland Painting Platinum crossover, crossing the streams.
Yes.
Terrain Tuesday Painting Platinum. I've always wanted to do one with Ed.
Painting Platinum Terrain.
Ed and I have so much fun. And Dave, of course.
Yeah, actually, during, I would say, normal operation hours of the con this year, we plan on covering most of that with, we're working closely with Nightheart Gaming and some other people, and Frank over at Nightheart is going to be crucial. He's going to be my right arm, honestly, for the streaming this year, since it's going to be so much more robust than it was last year. It's going to be great. I think everyone here will love it because you're going to have constant con coverage as well as things going on on the actual stream itself. You're going to have D&D games. You're going to have all kinds of stuff. And we'll probably play some Warlord on stream. So
thank you, Achilles Blade. They're just pink sparkle. This is sticky tack, so you can see it kind of. Yeah, blue tack. That's right. Yeah, yay, Frank. I like that name, too. It's a
Frank's
good
the man.
name.
Frank's the man.
Strong name. Okay. First shadow layer on the trim. Hey, Justin, let's go for 15 more minutes. Want to?
Sure, that's fine.
Sweet. Not to put you on the spot or anything. We had a really good time today. I like that we did new stuff. Thanks, HM Road Dog. I know this is out of the way a little bit. Usually I like to have this here so I can kind of show you what I'm doing.
Did you see what Spoon said?
What does Spoon say?
You have to read it. It's funnier if you read it.
Where? Still laughing that I had to disappoint my mom that it was Twitch on in the background, not a secret girlfriend. Oh, that's so precious.
This is when you just read out loud. Oh, Spoons. Just, you make it weird.
Oh, that's funny.
That's only if she actually knows.
Secret girlfriend.
No problem, Light and Passion.
Okay, so this was supposed to be True Drops Dragon Red. Oh, and I did 2 drops. Okay, good. And 1 drop Ebony Flesh mixed with 1 drop of water. So that's 3 paint, 1 water. Oh, okay. And from KHD, Sidway, D&D. I would love to. I'll try it. I'll give it a try. So Paxton is our game store guy that's really good at D&D. And I have this Sailor Moon RPG book that I wanted him to look at. He was like, I actually want to see that. And I was like, I want to play that. Like, I want to get that going. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I could see myself doing a Sailor Moon RPG. Though I don't know what kind of minis you use. Or if you even use minis. Do you have to use minis for all games? I mean, not if you're in prison, right?
Actually, I've been told that inmates will often order minis and stuff. So
I've heard that they don't. I've heard that they use our catalog cutouts.
Well, I mean, that's true too.
Planar Crossroads says it's awesome. I love that. Okay, 1 drop water. Perfect. Not all games, says Zulahita or Zulajita.
Zuljita?
You don't have to. I would like to. It depends on the prison and their rules. That's if I ever went to prison, I'd play D&D. For sure.
If you would just play D&D?
Yeah, I don't know if the ladies play it, but I'm sure they do. I'm sure once a prison gets diverse enough, they've got whatever you want to do. Yeah, Spoons, with Reaper Minis, I would, but I don't know what I would use. I don't know what I would use. I can't think of one that would be... Sophie, the New Year's Sophie kind of looks like Sailor Moon in her like transformation form because it's got the ribbon around her. I could obviously modify something. Yeah. Oh, Sailor Moon. Oh, I have the Buffy rule set though. What is that? Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? That's pretty neat. Okay, so with the 2 drops Dragon Red and the 1 drop Ebony Flesh, we're going to go back and we did do the same thing we did before. I'm going to use a smaller brush. Let's see. Friend back in the day made another D&D class Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball. Class was so OP and so ridiculously fun. That does sound fun. Yeah, Tazzalanche, it's the gambling aspect. I was actually thinking of Candy Anime Heroine too. I just didn't say it. Justin has the pronunciation right. So it's Zulajita?
Zul'Jita.
Zul'Jita. Oh, yeah, because there's no A in there. Sorry. I read too fast. I don't take my time. Okay, so I'm starting from the part I want lightest and going into the deepest part of the robe. Because as we learned last week... I actually did it backwards there. Where the brush leaves deposits the most paint. So go to the lightest, into the darkest. I feel like I've gotten a lot better, Justin. I'm not sure. So I made a uh-oh, and because the last time I had to do this, I had to go back and do a lot of stuff and not remember where I was. So I'm going to just fix it right now. Be less heartache later. I also need to reglaze this. Thank you, Planar Crossroads. Ooh, Sailor Moon swimsuits. How neat. Love that, Dr. Bob. Thanks, Spoons. That is true. It's just paint. You can always fix it. If I stream on my own, I think I'm going to do it from 9:30 to 11. So like late at night. And I don't know how good that would be. It's just going to depend where people are, right? So, but then, you know, depending on where you are, you're off work. That'd be great. And it works for me. So I might do that. And I'll continue painting. I don't know what I'm going to paint. I don't know when I'm going to start. But Reaper stuff, obviously. Ed was telling me, he's like, Planar Crossroads, it's Cusca, but I don't know if that's the one I'm going to use. I'll talk more about it when it's closer. Ed was like, you don't have to use Reaper stuff. I make the paint. Why would I use anything else?
That's fair.
I mean, if I wanted it different, I would just make it different. Or, you know, not that I just have all this power, but I don't know. Whatever. I trust Anne. I really do. Anne did a lot of research. Anne's done a lot of painting. I trust Anne. Okay, so we have our shadow layer, first shadow layer. So our second shadow layer is going to be 1 drop Dragon Red, 1 drop Ebony Flesh mixed with 1 drop water. So it's going to be, instead of 3 paint, 1 water, it's going to be 2 to 1 water and just a little bit darker. Okay, so I see what you're saying now. Foot Our Trouble says Future Trouble.
Future Trouble.
Is it bad? His dad's name was Foot, though. I'm trying to keep the legacy going.
Foot Our Trouble.
Is it bad that I read the stream title as Fainting Flitnum? I think I saw the same thing as well.
Now you're going to make me check the title.
Internet Jojen, exactly. I could make the paint I'm looking for as a sample accidentally. Dr. Bob says, really the only non-Reaper paint I use is the GW washes.
That's actually a common thing. It seems that everyone loves GW's washes. It's just, for me, it's too bad they're really expensive for washes.
Really?
I've bought a couple for the armies that I did paint. And,
this is going to make me seem really ignorant, but are they the ones that are in kind of the pots that are sort of like...
They're all in pots, but these are a little taller, I think. Because it's watery, maybe? I don't know what the justification is.
Planar Crossroads hates their washes.
But they're
they're talking about the logo.
They're like $9 for a little bottle of wash. It's kind of crazy.
It is expensive to make paint, and I didn't realize it before I was doing the ordering for the supplies, but man, is it expensive to make paint. It is not cheap. I just thought, I was talking about this today. I thought if somebody wanted to make a paint company, they could just start up with like $200 and make their own. No. Oh my gosh, paint's so expensive. The best way to get paints if you're local, if you don't care about the labels, which I absolutely care about the labels. Like, I don't like a label if it's not straight, but if you don't care, we have our dollar bin paints, and they have perfectly good paint with a label that's either too high or too low or double labeled or whatever. So you can do it that way. We don't have them available online though. Yes, exactly. We use super high quality stuff to make ours, and that's why. Yeah. Anne wasn't messing around. How long does it take to make paint from idea to selling online? It depends on the color. So it's easy to make like the first batch. You just have to work really slowly so you keep track of your formula. And then you have to remake that, and you might have to change your formula a little bit. So, I don't know. Some colors don't take me very long. Some colors take a long time because they're kind of iffy. They kind of, I don't know. Some things aren't very consistent. Like bases sometimes change a little bit, so there'll be a little more, a little less of something. But yeah, takes a while. Ooh, Taslanch says an oops paint grab bag of a dozen mislabeled sample paints would sell like hotcakes online. Yeah, there's some good colors in there. Really good colors. Oh yeah, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh, one of them is Ebony Flesh, Chris Air. That's kind of a difficult one. When I was making the holiday paints, everything was really easy until I got to, there were two colors that weren't acting right for me. One was turkey brown, and one was, I don't remember the other one. Hearthfire, maybe? Okay, so we're gonna go with the second shadow layer and go in and just darken this stuff.
Can you imagine that, CD? Spoon said that they once used white instead of brush-on sealer. Can you imagine painting your model and then just washing it with white on accident? That would be heartbreaking.
Okay, Sophie Silver might be one of the ones that we don't have the flake for anymore. I'm not sure about that. I really don't know about that. But metallics are generally pretty easy. I accidentally messed up some metallics pretty recently. Okay, so like I made the apricot one that I turned into the millennial pink sparkle. Then I made one of our new colors incorrectly twice. So we've got four sparkle samples coming up. It'll probably take us until ReaperCon to get them all out, but it's like let our loss be your gain kind of thing because I really messed up.
Yeah, Panache, Sadie often ignores me.
What'd you say?
No, it's fine.
Why?
No, it's fine.
What did you say?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I don't remember what you asked, Dr. Bob. Oh, were you asking about Sophie Silver? Because I don't know if we have the flake for that. I don't know if we have all the ingredients for that anymore. Flake being the metallic stuff. Story time, says Dabber Raccoon. Painting one afternoon, a friend dropped their mini, and for a minute we couldn't find it. Turns out it had fallen perfectly into the paint bottle in front of them, turned it green all over.
Wow.
Oh, they hear noises? I hear somebody moving tables. You might hear it.
Yeah, someone's moving tables downstairs.
Maybe they're going to mop.
So contrary to popular belief, this room is not even remotely soundproof.
Are you going to be in the, that is a chair at chat.
Yeah, that is a chair in the break room.
Chair from downstairs. Are you going to be in the new building?
Yes, the new building. So when the person that built this room went to go soundproof it, they made it aesthetically pleasing, but they didn't know anything about soundproofing. So they just built the room with expectation that it would do that.
Glenn H25 says, is there a way to request more of an old sample paint? I have two old sample bottles of beautiful deep blues that I would love to get more of. Not yet. So what I'm trying to do is in the future, I'm trying to keep a copy of everything, trying to get a copy of everything so that I can go back and if, 20 people are like, I really love that sample, I could make it again. That's one of my new projects. Collins and Justin are telling secrets.
Who was it? Just some dude.
Planar Crossroads wants to know if she can get Heartthrob Pink for a bribe.
She should talk to John.
That's she asked John.
Oh,
Oh no, Spoon says I gave away a sample paint once and then immediately needed it. I'm on the case. Yeah, thanks Glenn H. 25.
Reasonable?
Internet Jojen says I've never gotten a sample paint, and the Hatter says I haven't gotten a sample paint in a while. Has there not been that many? Correct. What it is we've been so busy that to take the time to pump it and label it, even though we have it, is not a good move. So what I'm going to try and keep doing, because we made the time to do it for Valentine's Day, is I'm going to try and keep doing it on extra time, like either on Saturdays or at night, so it doesn't disrupt production, but it gets done. Oh, Spoon says it got somebody hooked on Reaper paints, though. See, I like that. I like our Reaper paints. Oh, so Justin, my mom watched our show for the first time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Vicky ran into her, Dave's wife, and was like, have you been watching Sadie's show? And she was like, no, how do I watch it? So I was over there giving my stepdad a haircut, and she was watching us on YouTube. And I was like, oh, quick, have I ever said anything embarrassing about my mom? And the only thing I said is that somebody said I looked young, and my mom says that when you're chunky, your face doesn't get old really quick.
Okay.
Which is not really what she says, but it's close.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But I was like, oh man, I was so self-conscious. My mom's gonna watch. So she watched it. She liked it. I don't know if she watched all of them. She probably did.
Well, I mean, was she enjoying them? What she was watching, that is?
Yeah, the thing is, like, my mom's probably had enough of my shenanigans. You know what I mean? Like, my mom raised me. She probably had enough of my BS. She used to tell me when I was younger, I would say weird stuff, and she'd be like, I feel like you just say things for shock value.
I mean, don't you?
No.
But don't you?
No, it does seem that way, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, don't you?
No. Maybe subconsciously, I guess, but no, I don't think so. I think I'm just
Hey, there's...
eccentric.
Hey, Nightheart.
I know, right, Heart?
Did you see what Nightheart had said?
No.
They said that they heard that you were going to be playing some D&D with them at ReaperCon.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That would be cool, actually. I like that idea.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll do it.
We should have Frank DM a quick one-off of, like, all of us.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'm going to have
Wouldn't
to
it?
practice in the mirror
Or
something.
Ann could DM it. I think Ann DMs too.
I'm nervous. Have you ever played
Either
before,
way.
Reaper John? I think he said that he hadn't on his stream once. But maybe he has by now. Okay, so we're waiting for that to dry. We've done 2 shadow coats, shadow layers, and now we're going to do a highlight layer. So Dragon Red and Brilliant Red, which was our shadow layer before, now it's our highlight layer. I have started my first 5th edition game recently, says Reaper John. I would DM, I'd love to have Sadie in Maximum Maidens. That
Actually,
sounds great.
That is a good idea, Sidway. I agree with that. See, so Sadie, if you start streaming, they can pipe you into VMix.
What?
And, yeah, you can do it remotely and play.
The only thing is I can
think.
only do it for a specific time. So, like, where I live, the internet is terrible. Terrible. It's in the country. I can, like, Justin was like, run this speed test. And I was like, we don't even have to do that because I can't watch an episode of, like, lately. I've been watching Arrested Development. Can't get through a whole episode on Netflix because of my internet. But I'm going to do it at my boyfriend's house. The only problem being I hang out with my grandma until almost 9, so my grandpa can, like, sit out in the garage and I don't know what he does. Watch Fox News and drink beer and just have his, like, me time. And I try to do that every night because, like, you know, you need your me time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Calls it the beer barn.
The beer barn.
The beer barn. So, yeah, I try to do that. So I have a very specific time if I want to, like, keep up my lifestyle. Exactly, Taz Lanch. Grandpa things.
Do grandpa things, yeah.
Okay, big crossover. I'm not a Fox News, any news type of girl really, other than like the local regular news. I couldn't watch the news all day, but Dr. Drew, love Dr. Drew. He's started being on Fox News, and I will watch anything Dr. Drew is on. Does anybody know who Dr. Drew is? Do you know who Dr. Drew is?
You have told me enough who Dr. Drew is.
Love Dr. Drew. Man, if you don't know about Dr. Drew, let me tell you the good word.
You know what I love, Sadie?
What?
Putting paint on minis.
Have I not done it in a while?
I'm actually I like giving you crap.
Oh, okay.
100% what that is.
You had a face like, tee hee hee.
Yeah, it was a tee hee hee. Also, I moved the camera.
Monaho says as in Loveline. Yeah. Sorry.
I moved the camera.
He's a passionate man. Beef in the hole.
Hey.
Huh.
I moved the camera and you're still pushing up to the top.
We're talking about Loveline, my friend.
All right, you got me.
Loveline. I go through periods where, I mean, I don't think it's depression, but it's been suggested it's depression. But like, I'll go through periods where all I want to do is listen to old Loveline. And it is such a privilege because I started listening to Loveline when I was like 10, and you had to listen to it at night and like not fall asleep. Astley the Monk said, man, I was listening to Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla on late night radio like 20 years ago. Exactly. See? So, oh, John also likes paint on miniatures. Sorry.
Sorry. Through gritted teeth. Sorry.
Drew Pinsky is awesome. That's right, Planar Crossroads. I love Dr. Drew. So I'm always, Dr. Drew said.
That was the most contemptuous sorry I've ever heard, by the way.
Well, I am. It wasn't contemptuous.
Sure.
See, I must not come across like I mean to. Painting platinum refers to my hair because I'm platinum blonde. Sometimes gray, sometimes yellow blonde. I went to one of my doctors I haven't seen in a while, though, and he was like, whoa, you're gray. Were you gray last time you came in? I was like, man, I must really be gray for him to say that. Like, he must think I'm doing the gray hair thing. So I washed it with regular shampoo last night and tried to get it more neutral. Taz Lynch says Dr. Drew gets mentioned, and Sadie totally forgot she was holding a mini. I love Dr. Drew. That's why. I love him. Because, like, okay, so when you're a kid, your parents can tell you till you're blue in the face advice and things you should do. But, like, when you're listening to these people that kind of don't have skin in the game, they're just random people, you kind of have to trust them. And I always trusted Dr. Drew and Adam. And they were like, don't get married, don't get pregnant. That's my favorite advice for young people.
Mm-hmm.
And
also, it's time's up.
Time's up?
Time's up.
Hashtag time's up?
It's 4:20.
Anyway, they would also tell you about the dangers of putting chemicals in your body, especially before your frontal lobe is fully developed. Brain development, you know.
What if your frontal lobe never develops?
Some people's don't.
That explains a lot.
Okay. Planar Crossroads says we want more time. Scott Beal says at this rate you'll be painting this mini at Christmas. Yeah.
So
Well,
why don't you give us a quick recap of what you did today?
So what I did
Because you have made a lot
today-
of progress, actually.
What?
You have made a lot of progress.
I don't think so, but what I did today was I went back over something I did last week, which was I did the line between the trim of the robe and the robe, and then I made it skinnier with the base coat. So I had to go cover up that base coat with more shadow. I didn't highlight it again. I didn't glaze it again. So then I did the base coat of the trim. I did the 2 shadow layers and the first highlight layer on the robe trim. So we're getting there. I think what we have left let's see what we have left. Sorry. TJ, you're right. A lot of people have kids young, and there's nothing wrong about that. But I'm glad I didn't have kids young. I would not have been as, I don't know, wouldn't have been as happy, I don't think, and I don't think I would be as good at it as I would when I'm older. Okay, so next time on Painting Platinum, we're going to do a second highlight layer. We're going to do the face, hands, staff, and pouch. We're going to do the gem on the staff. Let's see. I doubt we'll get past that. But if we did, we would do metal staff ends, the hair, and the stony ground base. Let's see. Hair. I wonder what color hair this is supposed to have. Oh, it's gray. Okay. Yeah, that's it. We don't have much left. That being said, we might not be finished next time, depending on how long I take. But that's it. Yeah, Internet Jojen, you're probably right. It's probably a little lofty. Yeah. So Truby says, I didn't have a family until I was in my 30s. I don't know. It seems like that's what I would recommend. Just on the way people are these days. People are different than they were like my grandparents' generation. You know? I don't know. People grow up later. It's almost like in The Hobbit. Do you remember in The Hobbit how Frodo was supposed to be like really young and he was really in his 30s? When I was a kid, I was like, that's weird. I don't like to think about Elijah Wood being in his 30s. And now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, it sounds about right. Justin laughed like I'm the biggest nerd ever.
I love The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But on that note, it's time to draw our 2 winners.
Yeah.
You ready, Sadie?
Yeah. Well, I'm not drawing them, am I?
No, I'm asking if you're ready for it.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not. I never want this show to end.
Well, our 2 winners are, after drawing here, I'm going to announce them in chat, are adamryen, I think it's adamryen, and actually Spoons 202. Those are our 2 winners.
Spoons 202 and adamryen. So what you're going to do is you're going to email Justin, and you want to have the subject line be your Twitch handle, and then also put it in the email. The email is reaperlive@reapermini.com. You also want to include your address for shipping. Bonus points if you include your address in 3 lines, the way that addresses are, you know, like in real life. And that is what he needs from you. He has a super secret way of verifying that you are who you say you are that he won't tell because it'll ruin the secret. What else, Justin?
You really overblew that a little bit.
Why?
It's not that special.
Well, whatever. What'd they win?
But I appreciate
they won
the
a Heartthrob Pink and a unacid dipped paint pokey.
I appreciate the mysticism and magical, nature you gave it, though. Like, super appreciate that.
Look, this is pretend radio.
Yes, perfect.
Giveaways at Reaper Mini. What?
Well,
what?
Reaper
What?
Reaper Live. Listen, Reaper Live at Reaper Mini works as well. They both forward to the same one, so it does not matter which you use. But using giveaways is what you'll start to see in the future.
Oh no!
So
sorry, guys.
It will not matter.
Oh, don't be sorry, John. You got this. Giveaways at reapermini.com. Either way, it'll work. I don't think I put my username in the subject when I won the other stream. Should I resend the email?
You can. Oh, that is loud. Wow, that is loud.
What
yes,
color is
you can.
Heartthrob Pink? Obviously pink. Where's our tile, Justin?
Our tile? Oh, I don't think that's up here anymore. Not that I've seen in a while. Would you like to show what it looks like?
Yeah, I'm doing a little hand swatch. That's probably not good, huh?
The old hand swatch.
Yeah, it's probably not as good as white tile. This is what people do for makeup.
Yeah, it looks perfect. It's a good pink.
Not professionals. Yeah.
All right. On that note, I do have a raid lined up for
Who
us.
are we rating today?
We are rating Slow Fuse. Creature Caster, Slow Fuse.
Creature Caster, Slow Fuse? Mm-hmm. Planar Crossroads, you should like pink. I love pink. Looks like calamine lotion you put on poison ivy. Yeah, it's rather medicinal shade. All right. Yeah, thanks, guys. We love you. Thank you, John, for helping us out. Fraley, I think everybody gets their stuff.
Yes, all of them do get settled.
Thanks, Jay.
In one form or
Thanks,
fashion or
Sid Y.
another. Sometimes someone will win something that's like seasonal for that time, and then they write in 2 months later, and then we can't give them that because we don't have it.
Oh, I hate that.
That has happened. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, Beacon the Hole.
Spread the Reaper love. Keep being awesome. All that super stuff.
Ground Zero.
Also, shout out since they're in chat. Shout out to Nightheart Gaming. You should guys
Yeah, Nightheart Gaming.
You should give them a follow when you get a chance.
Thank
They're
you.
super awesome. and you should check out their channel.
Thanks, Quinny LaRue. Thanks, Numbat. Bye.
Don't forget to
Mwah.
tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time is
Reaper Live
Reaper Live.
with Ed and possibly Ron. Possibly
Correct.
Dave. You don't know, right? Who knows?
Great.
Thanks, Glenn H25.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. We will see you later. Wait, Sadie.
Bye.
Wait.
Bye.